Hello, my name's Mark. Welcome to Living La Dolce Vita. Well, good morning everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Living La Dolce Vita. So today, well, I went flying yesterday, so that's a little video that we do, well, when I can get around to it. And yeah, I took a little break yesterday to go flying. So, but today's plans, whether I'll get them all done today, of course, is another matter. Anyway, just turn the camera around a minute. So, as you can see, a nice sunny Saturday the 6th of April, I believe. Easter weekend, of course. And so what I'm planning to do, I've managed to find some main crop leftovers from last year in the sack. So I'm going to do a couple of rows here. That should be, it looks quite a wide space, but by the time you earth up and stuff, 2 rows will probably be enough for this space here. Yeah, so I'm going to get a couple of rows of main crop in there, Desiree. Then I want to start uncovering this patch here to start sowing some green manures. So I've got, well, what have I got? I've got clover, I've got ryegrass, and I've got mustard. So I'm not going to do the whole lot in one go. I'm just going to do a section, then do another section, because yeah, I want to try and keep it covered, stop the birds getting on, pinching the seed. Well, that's the theory anyway. And then over here on this side, eventually, I thought what I may do. So on this side, what I thought I may do is, excuse me, is dig, put some sort of raised beds, dig paths down between. Let's see what sort of space I've got. Put a bit of a path down the edge of the path, if that makes sense, or basically a trench really. Then have a raised bed there, path, then another raised bed, and then another ditch there. I'm hoping then that will keep most of the water away from the soil, so I can utilise it. And then I shall probably plant well, some green manures again, rye. So what I thought I might do is just cultivate some ryegrass to get the seed, and maybe eventually make my own bread out of rye. Grind it my own grain. And if I've got enough green manure, I'd like to do this area over here where the polytunnel used to be, and sort of get that tidied up and cleaned up, because the problem over here is that I'm almost down to the clay, so there's no soil depth. So I thought, well, if I get some green manures in that as well, just to make the ground a bit more fertile, as it were. Right, that's enough burbling, let's get on with the job. First things first, potatoes. Okay everybody, so that's the last 2 rows of potatoes planted. I'll earth them up a bit more when they poke their heads through. I'll have to dig a bit of extra ground there just to enable me to have a bit more soil. So now I'm going to put some green manures now in this patch. I know I've got to do all of this, I'm just anyway, prevaricating as usual. So I've done approximately 3 foot this way to give me a square metre, and then I'll just guess, you know, 3 feet or whatever. So what I've got is I've got more of this, by the way, mustard, but I found this packet in a basket in the house which I didn't realise I had. So put this in, some mustard, I've got clover, and I've got rye. So do a mix of all 3. I'm not too worried about, most of these are strawberry plants. They'll probably grow again, but I'm not worried, because all that'll happen once the mustard and everything grows up, it'll shelter them and they won't thrive. And then next year I'll be digging in. So as I'm digging, I'll go through it more thoroughly. Right, a bit more time lapse. So as I say, seed, unless it says on the packet, it may say on the packet. So March to September. Conditions: suits most soil types. Prepare ground by weeding. Rake soil to a fine tilth. Oh, you'd have to bother with all that, that's ridiculous. Right, broadcast. 4.5 grams per square metre, or metre squared, and raking. Right, what is 4.5 grams? That's not a lot, is it?
Sorry?
4.5 grams?
Not a lot.
No, that isn't a lot actually. I'll have to guess it though. Anyway, got plenty of seed. What about any sowing instructions for the rye? Doesn't say there. No, or the clover. No. Anyway, I'll do it more or less the same. It's a case of when you look at it on the ground, it looks right, if that makes sense. Anyway, a bit more time lapse. Bye for now. Okay everyone, so just to finish off this particular section anyway, so just going back in regards to the potatoes, haven't seen it written up in any of the books, but it's what I usually do. So you know, you'll get a seed potato which looks something like this, which has got several sprouts and shoots coming out. So what I tend to do is I tend to break off the ones that I'm not going to use this potato, by the way. So just that one, and perhaps that one as well. There we are. So you could just couple there and then plant it like that, and then that puts the energy into growing up from that spot only, and not these as well. I may be wrong on that, but that's what I tend to do, and it doesn't seem to cause any problems. So I've got enough now. The rest of the potatoes I pulled out, I'm going to just chuck them there and they'll dry out over time, and then I'll process all that material at some point. Yeah, so anyway, I've got 2 rows now of main crop in here, which I'll earth up a bit more once they start poking their heads through. And I've got 2 strips of green manure in here. So I was going to do the whole lot, but of course, obviously, time gets the better of you, as they say. And there's something else I want to do anyway later on. So I just did, 3-foot strip, but what I've actually worked out, I realised that these beds are, obviously a certain size. So when I do the next lot of green manure, I'll turn these bed frames with the wire on. I'll just turn them through 90 degrees, so that then the strip will be the width of the bed of these frames. Because if I don't cover this over with netting or some sort, the birds will get in here, and Jack doesn't nick all the seed. Well, they won't nick it all, but they'll have a good old feast. I don't want that. So should have done that earlier, bit of forward planning, but there we are. So I'm going to wait now for all this to start sprouting up. Shouldn't take too long, and then I can move down, because you can plant this green manure up until September. So I've got plenty of time to get the rest of this covered. And then later on then, I'm taking these pipes back out and reinstating them back on the top plot for my runner beans. Yeah, it's not going to work down here. So yeah. That's what she'll be doing later. Just going for some lunch, and I'll see you later. Bye for now. Okay, everybody, welcome back. It's been a bit of time since the last bit of film, so I'm not quite sure where I am with it. Anyway, so I think I alluded to the fact of moving my runner bean poles back up to this plot again. I don't know if you can just see, there's a bit of a undulation in the bed where I got a trench for the last runner beans. So that's where they were before. So I've obviously marked a bed out, and this is where they're going to live now. Got a bit of extra space at the very end. I'm not quite sure what I'll do up there yet. Anyway, I'll decide that when the time comes. So, yep, poles are in. Now, I have done previous videos. I didn't video myself putting this up, but there are previous videos of me putting these tubes in the ground and how I've done them, and etc. So please look them up if you wish. So I think the next job I'm going to tackle, because I've got, starting to generate some debris now, and weeds and things which I need to sort out. So I think I'll empty out my compost bin and restart it, because obviously a lot of this debris, the leftovers from the mustard, that can start going in. Yeah. Okay, so I think that'll do it for now. It's starting to chill down now with the sun disappearing, and I'm getting hungry. So thank you for joining me, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.